Welcome to the Pool Party Gaming Podcast. I'm your co-host, Lenny from Bridgeville, aka Sam Leonard, here with the co-founder of Pool Party Gaming as always, A Wade, Adam Braithwaite. How you doing, Adam?
It's been an incredible stretch. Very excited about the results of what went on over the Super Bowl. And boy, do we have a story for you today, Sam.
That game was more well attended, or so many more people joined than I had anticipated. So many people were texting me and having fun with it. The Super Bowl prop is a great way to get everyone in on it because, like we said before, everyone watches the Super Bowl and a lot of these silly prop bets. I've always maintained the philosophy that Vegas knows the math. Unless you're a real ace hedge fund manager with an algorithm, you're flipping a coin. So go with your gut, right? And that's why I always bet Steelers exclusively.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah. I mean, this one was a pool built for anyone, and there were football questions, but we made them all coin flipped. There has been times, like in the shooters pool we did, where they were giving out prizes for sixes, and the numbers were low, so we cooked the books on a question there here or two. But no, this one was 50-50, and anyone could get into it. That's kind of why the attendance was so high.
and we'll talk about like some of the fun props later, like the national anthem over under was especially fun this year. I think more fun than usual. I'm not sure if that's true, but first we want to chat with our guests. We have two fantastic guests this evening with a wonderful story of serendipity, true love, brand awareness. By the way, we have a little outline here. Nowhere is mentioned the Super Bowl commercial. First, let me welcome our guests, the future Barbie and Michael Rosen. Welcome to the show.
Hello,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Did you guys happen to see the David Allen Super Bowl commercial?
We saw it later on Instagram,
Was
but
that
we were going to our friend's house and we were still in the car when it appeared.
I was so excited to see the David Allen commercial come in the Super Bowl pregame. I thought, not to like detract from it, but I thought that it was a national spot for a few minutes until the next commercial was some like roofing company and their phone number was 724. And I realized this was more of a regional ad, but it was still so exciting for me. Oh my goodness, David Allen, look at this. And then I see Adam in the background of the Super Bowl commercial. But we'll talk more about the commercial later. He's not in the background, he's in the foreground, to make it very clear. We'll talk more about that later. First, before we really get into Barbie and Michael's story, give us kind of a brief intro, if you will, of the David Allen game, Adam.
So David Allen game, it was unbelievable. Couldn't have asked for a better Super Bowl partner to work with these guys. So, quick story. I'm in a bowling league. My friend brought me in, not my best friends, and some of the other pools we did, Mike and Tony's coaches, Redbeard, awesome pools. But I walk around with those little cards, and I'm like, "Hey guys, we got a pool coming." They're like, "Yeah, yeah, good, good, good." I'm doing the same thing now, and I'm like, "Just wait." Pass out these cards. They're like, "Here he comes again." Like, you see him coming, give him it. They go head turn. Like, oh, a free custom suit. Like, this was a game changer here. The free custom suit, just the best prize that we could have imagined. The story of how we kind of got to where we did with him, but the David Allen Clothing Company, that whole team's amazing. Dave himself's a great person. He's been a huge supporter. We came into this not knowing what the hell we were doing, and we still don't know what the hell we're doing, and we're doing it. But he's been a guy that I've talked to. He's helped us through, and then their whole staff. Krista, I've worked with personally, amazing. The whole team up there, Dana, Joe. So the whole thing was a blast. They were involved the whole way through. So just super exciting stuff there.
The prize was unbelievable. And if I haven't made this clear yet, Barbie and Michael were the victors and will be getting a free David Allen suit.
Sam,
I
I'm
said,
not I'm not going to call them the victors, actually. They were not the victors. It was Matty Ice, but we'll get to that story. But yeah, not the victors, but they are the big winners, I'll tell you that much.
You're going to hear a lot of Adam this evening on the podcast because he can ask better questions to Barbie and Michael about the story. He has better background, but to really do a good interview, you have to be genuinely interested in the subjects and really care about them. And as I told Barbie and Michael, that's difficult for me tonight because I have a bit of a grudge against them for more or less stealing the free custom David Allen suit from me. So much as I'm happy for them, I can't hide my jealousy. And I'll try and ask some interesting questions when I'm interested. But for the most part, I'm just jealous of the both of you. Congratulations.
Thank you. We cast a pretty wide net, to be fair. So,
Oh, I was going to first question. You maybe it needs to be set up more, but I want us to get to your strategy to win the pool. And because you kind of worked as a team, and did you as a team make sure to diversify your picks? So I'll make sure to circle back with that question. First, I want you to just tell us who each of you are a little bit. Give us a basic intro.
yeah, I'm Michael. I am the not better half of the couple with Barbie, and she, due to her yoga knowledge and folks, was the one who made this all happen. I was just here for it, so I got to give her all the credit.
And hi,
Barbie?
I'm Barbie. I teach yoga at Amazing Yoga with Hannah, which is how I found out about this pool. So it all worked out very well.
Hannah's a friend of the show, sort of a black widow, sort of motivating people in a number of different ways. So she sort of motivates pool party the same way her yoga teaching style, which is a lot of people go in with like a very namaste, bring this calm and this practice through the rest of your day. And Hannah's more like hard hitting and cursing and making sure you get a good workout. That's been my experience at least.
Yeah, she
More of
definitely spams us with texts for pool party.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, she better, because that's what she says. Real quick before we jump into the actual pool party stuff. So you guys are engaged, is it?
Yes.
Yeah, we got engaged in December, so things are moving pretty quick in this family.
Okay, okay. And then what's the plan? So what's the big day looking like?
So getting married in April, and then the week after is when we are eloping to France and Italy for a few weeks. So one after
Okay.
the other. Yeah.
Okay.
Fantastic.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I did an elope myself in August. So I like your guys' style. It sounds like you're doing it quick and then going out having a great time. It sounds like a great plan to me.
Yeah. Hannah sent us pictures of your suit too, so that's what
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
made us want to join.
My suit, got it from David Allen because we did elope. It was kind of a rush thing. I walked in there and I was like, "How quickly can I get a suit?" They're like, "Well, when do you need it for?" I was like, "6 to," no, I was like, "Within 2 weeks." Chris was like, "I'm gonna kill you, but yes, we'll do it." And I was like, "Okay." So they ended up pulling it off. The favorite thing about my suit, part of what they do, you'll see when you go, a lot of customization. So at the end, I thought we were done. And then Krista was like, "And if you want, in the back of your neck, we can stitch your wedding date in." So something like that. They do anything you want type of thing. So just a little something to know before the appointment if you want to put some thought in it, if you guys want anything cool on that like that.
You're probably getting more excited thinking about
Yes.
that than I am. You're getting her all excited.
Awesome, awesome. All right, all right. So we did bring up Hannah. You said you've been spammed with a bunch of texts. So it's always been how we started this thing from scratch, and it's been a boots on the ground effort. And every single pool we do, Hannah will tell me, "Babe, I'm gonna get all my friends in this pool," and I'm like, okay, all right, awesome. I appreciate your help. And people don't realize how difficult it is to get people into a free pool where they can win some free prizes. That's a story for another day. But we already talked about the David Allen. It was a game changer. So Barbie, why don't you just pick up how did you hear about this? What did Hannah do? How was her sales tactics, I guess?
You did good. So we were at a baby shower, and I was just telling her how we needed to go suit shopping ASAP because we're like 8 weeks out now, and we were supposed to go somewhere in like Ross Park Mall that weekend, but it had bad reviews, and she was like, "Well, Adam's doing a pool, and you get to win a custom David Allen suit. Here's the pictures. Here's what he did. It's beautiful." I was like, "Oh my God. Well, we have to enter." So she sent the link out to our whole yoga group chat and was like, "Everybody enter, and if you win, you have to give Barbie this suit. You don't have an option." So that was kind of how it all started. And
I
yeah.
think to be fair, I didn't think much of it because she has a tendency to sign me up for like Instagram giveaways and things like that. And she's like, "You're following, so and so now because they're doing a giveaway." And I'm like, "All right, like whatever." So I just kind of thought this was another thing. So I'm glad I was wrong, but that was my introduction to the pool.
Okay, so I guess how much nagging did you have to do to him, Barbie, to get him into the pool? Was it difficult, or is it something you asked and he kind of just did?
Well, he did it. Well, then we looked up David Allen reviews, and we actually ended up scheduling an appointment for this upcoming Saturday anyway. We're like, if we don't win, which we didn't think we would win, like if we don't win, we're going there anyway because it had great reviews.
Yeah, we just need a
We
suit at
needed
this
a
point.
suit, yeah. So he's like, "Okay, fine, I'll enter." We did it a
Yeah,
couple hours before the game.
yeah, because I'm a slacker, so she picked up the slack.
That's human nature. It's always fun. I'm very intently keeping an eye on these pool numbers. I know exactly what's going on, who's not in, waiting, blah 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 blah. But the human nature is a couple hours before the game. That's when people are just going to steamroll in, and that was super fun to see that happen going up into the game. I was keeping an eye there, making sure everything was going with the pool. Keep an eye on the TV, looking for that David Allen Super Bowl commercial. So that was a really fun stretch. More fun than the game, if you ask me.
Now, let me ask, maybe now's a good time because you've established, Barbie and Michael, that Hannah said, "Hey, yoga pals, everyone join the pool." And this is how she works these deals. She has such a unique approach, but she's successful sometimes. It's almost like, "Do me a favor, here are the rules," right? But she tells everyone you have to join, and if you win, you don't get the prize. Michael gets that, right? But yet
Yeah.
everyone joins.
Yep.
She gets me on this all the time. But so you're working with a team. Approximately how many people? How many? Because we had what, 763 people in the David Allen game, Adam? Is that number right?
773, but who's counting?
773. And how many people were Team Michael suit?
So I from yoga, I think there was like 7 or 8 of us. And then I also sent it to my family group chat Sunday morning and was like, "Enter this. I need Michael to get a suit." Nobody responded to me. Like, okay.
Which is like typical for her family,
Typical,
by the way.
yeah. Then it was like 20 minutes before 30 minutes before the game, we're driving to our friend's house, and I like responded to my own message in the group chat, and I'm like, "Did everybody fill this out?" No response. Still. So I just assumed nobody did it, but it turns out my family obviously entered them too.
Okay,
Okay.
so you had
Probably
like
15 of
Yeah.
us probably.
about 15 people. Great. And then certainly you didn't involve your family in any strategizing because I'm thinking you have a team of 8. And like I said, this is all kind of with sports betting. The odds and the lines are designed such that it makes sense mathematically, unless you bring parlays in. We've heard that some of our competitors, the DraftKings, are that nature. I was talking with Adam about this months ago. If you have check my math, Adam, an even money bet, let's call it minus 110. And then you have a second even money bet, like a coin toss, minus 110. We're factoring in vigorish there. You parlay those, the odds should be, I think, is it 250 or 350? Do you know,
Yeah,
Adam?
plus 250 should be the
250 should be. So I'm just keeping the math simple. DraftKings, I don't mean to shout them out by name there, but DraftKings will rip you off on the parlays. They'll give you more like 230. In other words, the math isn't mathing when you're doing these multi 7 leg parlays and stuff. But typically with the lines that we have in our games, for sure, there's no parlays today on this website. The math all maths, and whatever bet you place, your winnings will be earned in accordance with, the risk you took, right? So you guys should have, if I may say, gotten together. Maybe the family was, thanks for joining family, but they weren't there for the brainstorm sesh. Did you get together with the yoga girls and say, I'm going to pick over, half of us pick over, half of us pick under, and then branch down from there? And half of us pick that, half of us pick that. Did you kind of go through a matrix like that, or was it just a Wild West?
Didn't do anything.
I just want to say that the image, not the stereotype, but the image of a bunch of the yoga girls like strategizing over the odds for a football game tends to make me chuckle a little bit. We strategized. The two of us strategized. We did. There was no strategy beyond that. That was it. Just the two of us.
So what
Yeah.
was your strategy? Because I have an opinion after this, but I want to hear your, and maybe you'll enlighten me.
So initially it was like, okay, well, let's just do kind of polar opposite of each other. That was the initial thought. And then I think we ended up doing kind of like a hybrid where there was we were taking it category by category of like, okay, like we're pretty confident in certain categories. Like if we both picked like just the overall winner, things like that versus like, the over under national anthem, like a prop bet that we would maybe take something different on. So whereas there's like the ones with more skill in quotes, we would maybe try and come to some conclusion, but the prop bets were typically we would take a different one.
Yeah, so I mean, with 25 questions that they're all practically coin flips, except the ones that are more than two. I think trying to do anything other than cover your bases, where hey, I'll take Eagles side of like if they're winning and you take Chiefs thing. Other than that, I think it's impossible, even with a group of 15 of you, to even try anything like that because there's just so much going on.
Yeah.
And speaking of math, I don't mean to interrupt you, Barbie, but you would need quite the team. I'm not sure if Pool Party has an opinion moving forward on, are teams allowed for prizes? I would vote yes. I think it's a fun little angle. Lots of people. I had a friend who did the daily fantasy sports, and he was like a top 10 player in the country for Major League Baseball daily fantasy sports. But he worked with him and I think two other friends. They kind of, because there was man hours that went into building their algorithm. So it really gets fun to have a team. Sometimes it's team building, if you will, to use the term two ways.
Yeah,
But
so
with what we had, like how many props were there in the Super Bowl? Like 26?
25 plus a tiebreaker.
25 plus a tiebreaker. So if you wanted to actually cover all your bases, if I'm not mistaken, the number of teammates you would need is like 2 to the 25th degree exponent, if you will. I'm embarrassing myself a little bit, but the point is it would certainly be in the thousands of
Yeah,
potential results, right?
thousands, I would say probably trillions. If you ever did the math of that story of the little boy who tells his parents, "Hey, mom, I want to start with a penny to do my chores today and double it by the end of the month." He turns out to be a millionaire by the end of the month. So exponential to the 25th is some crazy stuff. But just
And I
like
knew that, Adam, but thousands are trillions. A trillion is really only a thousand thousands. So
Okay,
I,
fair enough, fair enough. But I am going to call you out. So not only are you kind of blind on the story right now, you're asking if Pool Party's ever going to do a team game because team games are fun. Like we didn't just do the Pittsburgh Bar Battle with Team Mike and Tony's, team coaches, shooters, and Redbeards. But maybe we'll do a team game someday. Sure. Yeah.
this is a little bit different though, like an
Yeah. Okay.
unorganized team. In other words, like Barbie and Michael orchestrated sort of a black market team, Cosa Nostra, this thing of ours, if you will, something that they could never speak about. I was very publicly team coaches, whereas Barbie and Michael said they were in waste management and then ended up winning the free suit.
Yeah. All right. All right. So you guys mentioned you shot that second text out, no response, but you were on the way to a friend's house for the game. What was your Super Bowl plans? Barbie, were you there to watch the game? Were you there to watch halftime? Were you there to socialize? What's going on? So what were you guys planning? How was your Super Bowl night?
Always asking you.
So we went to Michael's friend's house. Just I'm not a big sports watcher all the time, so I was there for the halftime show. I requested the Puppy Bowl and the Kitten halftime show get put on, but that did not.
That tells you all you need to know about her sports watching and why she's there. She's the person watching who, no matter who is losing, she feels bad for that team and wants everybody to win.
This
That's
is the
her.
sweatshirt I have. Game day, just so there's
Love it.
no winners, no loser.
All
Yeah.
right, Michael, what's your did you have a dog in this fight? Tell us what your night was like.
Yes,
He's
not
talking
together.
Super Bowl, by the way, not Puppy Bowl.
Yeah, well, that's another pod for another day for sure. But not to go too into the weeds, but I'm from St. Louis, so I'm kind of a nomad when it comes to football. But I went to school because the Rams, of course, left and moved to LA. I went to school in Kansas, so most of my family lives in the Kansas City area now. So a lot of my friends back home that I feel are traitors, but not to call them names, are now on the bandwagon. Which the timing I think is curious to put it mildly. But I'm not a Chiefs fan is a long way of me saying that. The friend that I was with, it was his girlfriend's house, and so there were a few people there. We're all Eagles fans, and so it was easy to kind of get swept up in the Eagles pride, and also I just am pretty burned out on the Chiefs, so I was definitely pulling for the Eagles that time.
Okay, and what is your like involvement in football? Are you said you're kind of a nomad, no man's land. Do you have a fantasy football team? Do you do any other polls, things like that?
Yep. So I've been in my friends and I have been in the same fantasy league for like 13 years now, something like that. We do like a draft, an in-person draft each year. We did our Vegas draft was this past summer. Pretty intense. Like we have a league constitution and like punishment. There's like a whole menu of options. I was the one that voted on the adding getting a tattoo for the last place punishment, which I will proudly do. As you can tell, it's not one of many if I ended up getting that, but would definitely take it very seriously. We do take it very seriously.
I
So
love that. How many years has that been going on, and it's been fulfilled every year?
yeah, so this is our 13th. I joined like a year or two in, so but I've been in it for like 13 years, something like that. So yeah, nobody's done the tattoo yet, but because I've yet to get last place. But I'm just saying, if I do, I would gladly get the tattoo.
So we in one of my leagues, for years it was last place has to wear a clown suit to the draft the next year, which is it's just decent. They get sweaty. We're outside. It's a hot day. Nothing crazy. One year we flipped it to last place needs to show up at a stand-up mic routine and
Yeah, we
do
have that.
stand up, and it never happened. Not going to call out Paul, who didn't make it happen. Not going to call out Commissioner Jim of the league, who didn't follow through. But so that's why I was curious if that tattoo thing happened.
We have the stand up on our menu. We have the one of the there's a menu of options. One is that you can only drink Baileys for the entire weekend, which would be disgusting. We used to do like a wedding dress similar to the clown suit, where the loser we'd go out and they'd have to wear a wedding dress the entire weekend. There's like six other things, but stand up is one of them as well.
I
So
gotta get in this league. I'd love to drink Bailey's all weekend and just
oh,
Oh, that's
go bomb at open mics.
All right. So what's funny is it's noted that Michael he has some football knowledge. Barbie, she has some puppy and cats knowledge. But I'm not going to dox you guys because that's not cool to ever do that. But when I have some inside information, I know who's who on the leaderboard, and I'm seeing Michael finish in 398th place and Barbie finish in 232nd. So can you explain that, Michael?
if I really had to explain it, I had too much knowledge, which really was a hindrance in the long term. It just ended up hurting me. It was too much knowledge, is what it was. That's the reality.
Yeah, fair enough. And you came up with a strategy. You had to sacrifice for the strategy. So
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
all right, Barbie. So this pool, though, you're there to watch the Puppy Bowl and stuff. But were you following along, seeing Team AY Army or anything? See what was going on?
I had it up the whole game. I think that's the only reason I was interested in what was happening was I kept refreshing and we were debating, we're like, is this gonna be like a live update? Am I gonna have to like run through the list every inning? Like what's gonna happen here? So appreciate the live updates.
Yeah, yeah.
And then
It's
we
so
were,
nice to not have to keep looking every single
yeah,
inning to see like
yeah,
what. Yeah.
yeah. And then we had our yoga group chat going, just keeping everybody updated. So I think Liz, Tilly, Hannah was up there at one point. I never broke 200. Um,
Liz was like seventh
she was
or
up
yeah.
He
there,
was
yeah.
seventh at halftime. Yeah, that was pretty exciting there. I just got a call out just to make sure everyone heard Barbie when she said, I didn't have to check every inning. Hilarious.
Yeah, I'm glad you said it. I was about to say it. I'm glad somebody else caught that.
All right, all right. So, games coming to an end. I thought that this pool was going to come down to the Gatorade bath, but it was such a blowout. They dumped it on them come like before the 2 minute warning, maybe something like that. So, and we're just sitting on MVP, and I think it was pretty obvious because Saquon didn't do too much, and Hurts put up some numbers. So, it wasn't as climatic as I thought, but the night ends. Tell me how you feel.
Kind of whatever. I mean, I didn't think we had a chance at winning, so
Yeah.
I was just like, yeah, it was a good game. We had a good time with friends, and I was glad the Chiefs didn't win. That was about it. That was the best case scenario, I thought.
At that time, I was texting my dad at least, and I knew he had entered and he had lost. And we did when we were driving home on the way home. I was like, "Oh, Matty Ice won," and we did make a comment to
I
that
was
in the
like, somebody who loves
conversation.
Matt Ryan must have entered the pool. That's all my thought. That some random person that really went to Virginia Tech or liked Matt Ryan a lot.
And it like sounded like a little familiar in my head, but I was like, "Oh, whatever." Like, good for them.
Okay, so that night, I gotta log on, see who the winners are. Third place, look it up. It ends up being a pool party OG. He hopped on very early, coat black. Second place is a 412 area code. I'm like, all right, awesome. We have a Pittsburgh winner. I actually recognize the name, former high school basketball player out of Shaler. He joined through one of our booster pools. They were actually raising money for charity. So that's how he got into that and then into the David Allen one. And then first place, it's a 717 area code. And I'm like, oh, what a night for Philly. What the hell is going on type thing. But no idea who this person is. So I end up, just shooting them an email. Got to track them down. They might not live in Philly type thing, just trying to get a vibe. Hey, where you from? I'd love to help coordinate with you. Let me know what we can do type thing. And Barbie, I'll let you take it from here.
Yeah, so I then, let me pull up my family group chat. Got a text from my brother at 3:18 a.m. in the morning because he goes to work super early. And he said, I got 43 points. What was the high score? And my mom responded and was like, that looks like a high score. Did you win, Matthew? And then he's at work all morning. And so nobody heard from him until like 9 a.m. And we're just all like, and I'm like, Matty Ice. I was like, that used to be his Instagram handle. That's why it sounded so familiar to me. Um,
Incredible.
so he finally got off work and I called him and I was like, what did you enter? I didn't even know you entered this pool. He's like, I know. I wish I had bet money on it. I don't need a suit.
Perfect. Brings it, hand it over.
Yeah, nor did he get a sip.
Right.
Man, that's good for him. And he wasn't doing that well earlier in the pool, I don't think. Like after the third inning, he was like losing, but then he took a turn during Kendrick's performance during the seventh inning stretch. I think he started to catch up. And then boom, bottom nine, there's Matty Ice winning the suit. Good for him. Good for you guys.
Yep. So my side of the story, I'm at the house, just getting the day started, and I hear Hannah go, "Oh my God, oh my God." I go, "What's wrong?" Nothing. She's just going, "Oh my God, oh my God." I'm like, "What the hell is going on?" And she goes, Barbie's brother won the suit, and I was just floored. I couldn't believe it. It was just absolutely insane. I told her if she was lying, you're a liar. I kicked her out of the house. I made her come back in and scrub the floors for her to repent and everything. But I mean, it's just an insane story because I knew what was going on with you group of girls the whole entire time. The competition ended. We thought it was a rando from Philly, and it turns out you ended up winning the custom suit. Absolutely insane.
Insane. I was shocked. I woke Michael up at like 7 a.m. I'm like, we got this suit. And he's like, what?
Yeah, well, you were like, yeah, Matthew won, and I was just like, I didn't know what you were talking. I just rolled over. I was like, all right, that was it. Yeah.
Remarkable,
I
remarkable. All
won't
right,
read Adam's
so
texts that he sent me, but when he heard the news, he was texting me, our suit winner story is insane.
I love it.
The pod writes itself, right?
He was so happy.
Exactly. It was nuts. It was nuts. All right. So you guys are set up at David Allen then?
Yep,
Yes.
on Saturday in the morning we got an appointment. Yep, yep.
Okay, okay. Do you have any? So before I ever stepped foot in there, the first time I went, I was actually going to a charity gala that I got invited to, and the only thing I had ever done was walk into a J.C. Penney's pretty much and grab something off the rack. So I had no idea what to expect. Do you guys have you guys had an experience like this at all?
Not with like a custom. I'm not that far off from you. Where the most I've done is gone into like a men's warehouse and gotten like a custom suit, but nothing like to this degree now.
Okay, I really think that you guys are in for a treat. I don't want to say too much, but it's just first class the entire way through. Really excited for you guys, and I know their team knows the story. They know what time you're coming in, so they are super excited for the experience as well.
I'm very excited.
Yeah, we're both very excited.
Very
Yeah, this
excited.
You'll
this
have a
helps
blast, and you'll
the old
get a
wallet as
beautiful
well.
suit.
Helps the wallet. So yeah.
Okay. All right. So Sam called you guys the victors early, and the reason I came so hard is the pool party records. They are very important to me, and it is Matty Ice who is the actual victor there. That'll be etched in stone forever. We're working on something that eventually will whip out, talking about pool party rankings and things like that. And this was a big boost, I'll tell you that much. But you said that he said, I don't need a suit, which kind of sounds crazy. Like to meet this man, see what he's like. So he's
22.
Yeah,
oh,
man is
okay.
a generous term. Yeah.
Man, okay. Did he just give the suit now, or did he
You
plan
might
on
take it
following
back,
up?
Michael. You be
Yeah,
careful
sure. I
what you
hope make
say.
sure he never sees this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I caught him. I was like, you don't have to give it to Michael. He was like, I don't, no, I don't need that. Like,
Well,
whatever.
I think your dad also strong-armed him a little
My
bit.
dad said he has to give it to you. That's ridiculous.
Well, he's 22. That should get him out of a wedding present. You know what I
That's,
mean?
yes, that's what I told him. That's what I told him.
Fair deal.
Yeah.
And we're gonna take him out, like him and his girlfriend. We'll take him like a nice dinner or something. Like we'll thank him appropriately as well, so it won't go unnoticed. His sacrifice.
Maybe I
Like,
can maybe I can talk to him sometime and tell him what leverage is. Seems like he could have gotten a whole lot more out of this.
He could have. He could have.
he was like, oh, I wish I would have betted money on this. Like, I don't need a suit. I just want money.
Well, you didn't say that one of the funny parts too is that Matthew filled out the pool. I think he said 8 minutes before the game started as well. So it was literally just like right before it started.
And my favorite part is, and maybe it says something about us. He probably just opened it 8 minutes before closed it. Didn't even know there was a leaderboard function. Didn't even know you could go in
No
and see
idea.
people's picks. He probably didn't look at it all. Yeah, you said he texted you at 3:19, so he didn't look at it at all. Hilarious.
Yeah.
I thought he was maybe being a smart aleck when he said I had 43 points. What was the high score? Because it's very clear if you look at the leaderboard that you've
No,
won. But
no clue. No.
yeah, he was capped out.
All right. Well, that's an incredible story. I don't know if you guys have anything else to add we missed on, anything you want to put in, anything like that?
No, we just thanks for having the pool, and the suit
Awesome.
is amazing. We're excited. We'll send pics when we get it.
Oh,
Yeah.
can't wait. And yeah, if you're open to send pics, I know sometimes David Allen likes to like talk to their customers a little bit type thing. So there's a chance if you guys only if you guys are willing, but there's a chance they might have a cool interview with you or something too. So that'll be fun.
Sure. Yeah. No, appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So
Congratulations to the two of you on your nuptials. You're a beautiful couple.
Thank
And
you.
I'm just happy that I could kind of help out in whatever little way I could with all the hard work I do here at Pool Party to get
All
you
of your
this.
resentment sounds like it's completely gone now. I believed you 100% just now.
all
No,
right.
but I did mean that you're a beautiful couple, and I
I
do
appreciate that.
congratulate
Yeah.
you on your nuptials.
Thank you.
Good for you.
Thank
Sam,
you.
Sam gave a beautiful close, but I'm going to pull you back in. Just two more quick questions. It's a quiet period on the website right now. It's not a quiet period behind the scenes, but we'll have a WWE for the Elimination Chamber. We're going to dip our toes into the UFC one day, but right now we're just building up to have an incredible March Madness experience. So just curious, come early March, is Hannah going to be clawing at you again, or what do you guys think about pool party March Madness?
We would definitely do that.
Yeah, March Madness. I think I mentioned I went to University of Kansas, so college basketball is like my whole thing. So I'm there 100%.
All right,
Awesome.
we're gonna have a treat for you. We're putting together something awesome. Not only our assortment of pools, but the number of the partners we're talking to right now. We got some cool things set up. We'll talk a little bit more about that once we have some deals officially inked and signed. And the last question is how we kind of do it with our guest. Sam, do me a favor, set up the story, pass it off to me. I'll ask the question.
Okay, so Paul Bissonnette is the
Hold
Michael.
on,
Do
real
you know Paul
quick, Michael. Do you know the Paul Bissonnette story?
I don't think I do.
All right, Sam, hit him.
Do you know Paul Bissonnette?
Mhm.
Okay, previous Penguin, Arizona Coyote, Pittsburgh Penguin hockey player, grinder, goon, in all the best ways. Now he's on the TNT broadcast. He's sort of like the Charles Barkley of the NHL broadcast, right? He lives in Scottsdale and he's at his restaurant. He's a regular there. Five hooligans come in. I'm trying to make sure to not use the word I used to describe them a couple episodes ago, which is fallen out of favor as far as political correctness goes. I didn't mean anything by it last time. Um, Moving on. So five hooligans come in and start a fight with kind of the wait staff. Paul Bissonnette steps in to break it up. They turn on him. All five of these guys goes into the parking lot, spills into the CVS parking lot. They're beating the heck out of Paul Bissonnette. And long story short, it was a big deal. And what's his name? Dave Portnoy texts Biz and says, "Hey, I heard you got in some trouble. Are you okay? Did you get hit?" And Biz says, "I took some, I gave more." Question, Adam, is
Yeah,
what?
so pretty much, Paul Bissonnette beat up five guys is what happened. So Barbie, this question is directed for you. You don't know me and Sam all that well, but you can see us here. But you do know your soon-to-be husband, Michael. If you had to put $1 million on a fight between Paul Bissonnette and myself, Lenny from Bridgeville, and Michael, your soon-to-be manly husband, who are you betting on?
I would pick you guys.
All right, Paul. All right, Paul, you got another challenge.
Hear that, Biz?
Sam, myself, and soon to be married Michael, we're coming for you, Paul.
Love
Awesome.
it.
Awesome. All right, guys, that was a blast. Congratulations. Can't wait. You guys have an amazing stretch coming up for you. Really excited for you. It's going to be the time of your life. Have a blast.
Yeah,
Thank
appreciate it,
you.
guys. Yep.
Thank you.
Congratulations and have a nice night.
Thanks. Yeah,
You
you too.
too.
See you
Bye.
guys.
Bye.
So, Adam, few more things we want to wrap up, right?
Yeah, might as well. We just came to the end of a awesome football stretch. So there's a couple competitions to recap, but football season started with three pools where it was the first time we ever launched pools this wide to the public. We did do a beta test pool where we had to kind of rip up our back end a little bit and rebuild come football. We did that for the NBA playoffs. So we were confident ourselves that football was going to go great, but we didn't know exactly what to do. Um, Pools came in. There was small things we had to tweak. Not going to lie, the first couple of weeks that we just didn't catch. Never have been live with that many people before. Got 64 people in their first pool. The College Football Survivor, our brand new game, kind of rare. 102 in the Survivor. And then the pick'em number, it started around 126, but people could join throughout. So that number jacked up as the year went on. But we really caught our break when the Survivor pool just went crazy. Cincy knocked out more than half the pool week one. Week two, Baltimore lost. Week three, we were down to three people out of 102 after 3 weeks. And we were just getting questions. Can we do another one, guys? People wanted their Survivor fix, and it absolutely changed the course of Pool Party. We were able to partner with Mike and Tony's. I just got to say, Mike and Tony's had no business partnering with us. They didn't know what pool party was, if our machine was going to work, if our platform was going to work type thing. But they put the faith in us, and that just led to coaches and shooters and Redbeards and David Allen and some other couple pods or a couple pools along the way. So football was awesome. The Our NFL playoff game, we did a team game, the Pittsburgh Bar Battle. Mike and Tony's ended up coming up on top. The famous or infamous, whatever you want to say, Mr. Miyagi carried Team Mike and Tony's to the championship there. So we will be awarding Mike and Tony's with the with the
It's a good
champion.
name. I don't know, the way you pronounced it that time made me laugh. I've heard it 1,000 times. I never laughed out loud, but
And
the way
you
you
actually
spelled
did.
it
So
out.
there's actually a video we posted from last time. I say Mr. Miyagi, and there's like a 5 second break, and then you're in the background. You go, like let out a little chuckle. 5 seconds later, I loved it. Hilarious. So yeah, that was just one where you join the pool, you pick your team, Mike and Tony's, coaches, shooters, Redbeards, and we ended up crazy gift card prizes for that one. The losers had to give out more. They had to give out $300 gift cards each. Mike and Tony's got a discount as the winner. Only had to give out Mike and Tony's prizes to their people. So that was a lot of fun. And since we did have a national college football pool, we were like, all right, we got to do something for the national people. They're not going to give a crap about the Pittsburgh Bar Battle. So we did have a solo one, and this was actually won by Rudd 412, who was in the coaches pool. The original one we did, joined team coaches in the bar battle, and a heck of a finish. The Pick'em here ended up 11-2 in their over and under. So awesome job by Rudd 412 winning there. And that game itself was cold hard cash prizes, no sponsor, just a pool party special there. Are you setting these rockets off?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was setting the
Okay.
rockets off for Rudd 412.
Gotcha. Nice job, Rudd 412. So
That's
yeah,
for video watchers only. We're on YouTube, by the way, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you get your pods. But don't forget about the YouTube.
that's right. So I mean that kind of we talked about the David Allen clothing pool there. 25 prop questions for everyone. So what we kind of did there, we were able to start partnering with we partnered with a charity. It was actually a scholarship foundation. We partnered with three different WPIAL boys basketball boosters. We worked with a couple restaurants. We did an office pool, an internal password protected office pool. And also the Chomps, the Chomps had their debut album. They did a pool just to, get a little pub out there, get their people excited.
Hey, Chomps, have you heard about an album release party date yet?
Okay, we'll have to get an answer there. We'll have to get an
Okay,
answer there.
we'll follow up.
Um, so that was awesome to kind of we call them our premier pools, where all these organizations, they have a fully branded pool environment. So the Moon Tigers, you go in, you see the Moon logo, links to their Instagram, website, Twitter, their schedules listed there in some cases. So that was awesome. And then something really special happened in the David Allen clothing pool. So we always, well, not always, at some point over the course of the football season, we added in referrals. Just a quick button you can tap, and it copies the link. You just paste it into your text messaging, and you can shoot it off to whoever you want in the world. So we were giving away $200 David Allen gift cards, which I think was a factor. And we also had some great social media material that got shared out by a lot of people about, hey, we have this referral thing. This is a game for family and friends. Go out and do it. Super touched by the number of people who went out there, shared the story, like that video. And the referral leaderboard, if you take a look at it, there were 46 different people who ended up on the leaderboard with a referral. Our two leaders finished at 30 referrals each, and it looks like there's probably over half of them had multiple referrals. We can't tell you how thankful we are for everyone who kind of just tapped that button, sent it out to their friends, and helped us grow the pool party platform. And hopefully, it made their
Who are the
friends
two
night.
leaders, Adam?
The two leaders are just two pool party all stars. Morasic EJ, and then M. Sherry. So we've had M.
They've
Sherry
both
on
been
the pod.
strong with their recruitment efforts. It's a real groundswell. It's like not as top heavy as you may think. They did really well. They were the leaders, I guess, but everyone was contributing. It's like you can kind of the word is spreading very naturally, and I'm enjoying watching that happen for you and for Pool Party. So thanks to everyone who did that, but I guess especially Mike and EJ.
Yeah. Super thankful, super grateful. There was no way I thought that we were going to top the number of pool members we had in the national college football pool, and we topped that number a couple hours before the Super Bowl, and then we blew it out of the water with people joining late. So that was awesome, and it kind of just embodies what we're doing at Pool Party, what we are trying to accomplish. A lot of people think, these guys, just some guys who are running pools type things. We are, but we're doing it in a way where we want to bring the community together, whether you're partnering with your bar, whether you're bringing in your friends, whether you're making your own pool. We've said from day one, we think that we are the best pool makers in the world, but we don't know it all, and we don't want to build this alone. So to have that effort from everyone getting it into the pool, we're gonna pay you guys back. March Madness is going to be absolutely awesome. We've already talked to some great sponsors. We're going to beef up those referral prizes for people. The allotment of games, the allotment of prizes that are going to be available. We think people are going to love what we kind of have to offer, and we're trying to just create Pittsburgh's most exciting, most fun pools, and eventually it'll leak out beyond Pittsburgh. And from there, what we're trying to do in Pittsburgh, we're hoping we can just kind of start stacking cities type thing.
And it has grown beyond Pittsburgh already, but really, without a doubt, the focus, there's a concentration of users in Pittsburgh. This is real guerrilla marketing in its finest, and that guerrilla marketing, I'm spelling that Guerilla. It means the best kind of marketing. It means word of mouth that's organic. You know what I mean? Adam, are you ready to present us with like a pay structure for commissions, or are you simply teasing this? It's a pool party game in a lot of ways, but I see it as like Horst told me, life is all about multiple streams of income. And I see this. I'm going to have, speaking of teams, let me just tease this. I don't know if Adam's ready to tell us what our compensation package will look like. I'll be arguing for equity. We may lose that argument, teammates. But I'll certainly be building a sales team, and it's going to be really fun because it's going to be really fast. I'm going to get everyone together on my team. Yes, I'll take a percentage from you, a tiny one. Maybe I won't. We're still teasing. But I've got a strategy to really pound the pavement. And it's all about fanatical prospecting, gap selling, and a really consultative close that's going to be backed up by some marketing materials. And the most important thing in sales, folks, the most important thing in sales is you stay organized, you do the work, but most importantly, you believe in your product. And I think I can say that I do when it comes to Pool Party. But can you tell us how much money we're going to make, or is that for next week?
Um, I mean, there's nothing that we have on paper or ink, but I just want to be clear. Those referral rewards, we don't make any money off of the, users. It's our site is free for our users. We don't make any money off our users because we want to bring in as many as possible type thing. So the user referral rewards, like I said, we are doing our best to beef up the prizes that we'll give away for the people who might hit a certain number or the top. We're going to extend it beyond two things like that. But where we would love some help is we feel like our pools can be utilized by anyone. Like I said, we are working with charities. We are working with high school boosters. We are working with restaurants and bars, an office pool, people who are trying to market to their people, podcasts, things like that. So
Barbershops.
barbershops is a great place to start. So anyone who ends up referring a business to me. Right now, I'm going out doing a lot of the talking to the people. There's only so much time in the day our small pool party team has, where we can't tackle it all. But if people are at a restaurant and they mention it and someone's interested, or they're at the barber shop and they mention it and the barber might be interested, anyone who brings us someone who signs on for March Madness, I'll say right now, Sam, you can negotiate. We'll say 25% of whatever we end up pulling in from there can go back to the refer.
And I just want to say, as a little, let me do some marketing of my own. If anyone would like to join my team, please reach out to me. I'll be reaching out to a select few people who I think might be interested. But, I said I'm taking a percentage. You say, Sam, why would I give you a percentage? I don't need your help. Well, you might be surprised the tips and tricks I could give you, the inside info, but I'm sure I can give you a solid value proposition because I will be negotiating, possibly securing a higher rate than the average Joes out there who are getting 25%. So maybe I get 30% and I take 2% from you. The number
Yeah.
can be determined, but my team's the place you want to be because we're going to win the competition. And frankly, more importantly, we're going to put money in our pockets.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not afraid to sit down at the bartering table. So looking forward to those discussions. We'll see what you're able to pull in first, Sam. You have no leverage right now, so we'll see. But your sales tactics, no, I think what you're talking about, it was kind of like 2 years ago you did this with some nutraceutical, I remember, and last year it was some lotion, I think, where you said, "Hey, Adam, start selling this product, and then you can get the people you sell it to sell this product, and then get those people to sell that product." I forget what it's called, but it sounded like a genius scheme you had going on.
People say that pyramid schemes and multi-level marketing organizations are not sustainable. They are sustainable as long as you have an exit plan. But just to be clear, that's not what we're talking about here. We're going to have a clear in, we're going to have a clear out, and we're all going to, if we do the work, we're going to put money in our pockets and grow a pool party.
Right, right. All right. So, all right, we let everyone know about that portion of things. I think by the time we're on here next, we'll have some more finalization. We'll be able to tease some things about what's going on for March Madness on the platform. And one thing I'm going to say right now, we're not only building March Madness, but we pulled back in our unbelievable lead developer. And we are kind of flipping as much of the website. It's a short turnaround. We'll see what we can do, but we're really looking forward to Pool Party Gaming version 2.0 launching for March Madness. And there might be a 2.1 and a 2.2, but we're going to have an awesome 2.0 come the start of March.
Sweet. I can't wait.
Yeah. And then, March Madness, we got that going on. We're going to have a brand new pool party special golf majors game. Can't be more excited for that one.
That's my number one game of the year, the
Yeah.
the, the
I
golf
mean,
majors.
I've already seen the commercials on CBS with the piano playing, driving up Magnolia Lane, and it's 24 degrees outside right now, and it made me want to go get some swings in. So really looking
I'm in
forward
St.
to the
Louis
go.
right now. I didn't get to mention that to Michael, who's from here. And I almost played at the city course that's at this park I'm looking at out of my window. That's beside the point. I wanted to say Tiger's not playing in the Genesis, unfortunately. Who knows totally why, but it's at least partly connected to the recent loss of his mother. May she rest in peace. But he will be playing soon, and he has exemptions to all the majors. I think I'm not. Certainly he will not play in all the majors, but that's true, right? He if
If
he
he's
wants to.
if he's healthy, he's playing every single major he
Well,
can.
but he's not, unfortunately.
Well,
Um,
well, right now it doesn't sound like it's a health thing. It sounds like it's more of the sudden passing of his mom. He's just not right. He's not ready to get back on the course, but he was going to play if all is well. So
yeah.
health is back. You can see him on, I think it's Monday nights in the indoor simulator. I'm a sicko myself where I'm still holding out for one more magical major. I
Oh, me
might,
too. 100%. I take him to win every time he steps on the golf course. I bet Tiger to win.
yeah, and
Because
then
I didn't bet him to win the last major that he won. And I was sitting there on Sunday and one of the best days in golf, and I just felt like I missed out. And I made a promise to myself and to my family that I would never let this happen again. And I'm putting at least $5, if not 1,000, on Tiger to win every
Yeah.
golf tournament he enters moving forward.
Yeah, and I I didn't want well I didn't think we were going here today, but when Tiger's mother passed, I learned a lot about her. And Sam, I don't know if you can help me out. I'm blanking on his name right now. A guy who was at Barstool Golf for a year, and he ended up leaving. Um, I'll figure out his name. Maybe we'll put it in the show notes. But he has a new podcast now. I think he's working for the Scratch Golf team, and he did an interview with Alan Shupnick, the guy who wrote the Phil Mickelson book. Somehow is insanely plugged into golf, and he talked a lot about Alan Shupnick talked a
Are
lot
you talking
about
about the foreplay guys?
not the foreplay guys. Let's see. I'm searching right now as we're doing this thing. I can crack this pretty good.
It's not
Dan,
Riggs? Oh,
Dan.
okay. Dan
Uh,
Rappaport.
yeah, yeah, no, not Rappaport, but close, I think. So
Okay.
he has a new on Instagram. I think it's the podcast called Dan on Golf, is what it is, and everyone knows the legendary stories of Earl sitting Tiger down in the baby chair when he's 6 months old and just facing him while Earl swings a club for hours and hours and hours. And Earl, when Tiger's 7, he goes to hit his drive and he throws a bag of balls at him and hits him in the back and screams at him and stuff. And everyone's like, Earl created a monster type thing. Well, Tita, she kind of just hung out in the background. You know, every image you see of her after Tiger's winning a tournament or she's watching, she just looks like a super peaceful lady, who is, just very calm and just very loving whenever he wins. But some of these stories about how she trained Tiger, no matter who the opponent was, you hate this mother. She was just drilling it into him. He would be winning these golf tournaments by 15 strokes, and she'd be going, step on their throat. And she was
Yeah.
doing it in silence. But the credit that Tita deserves for creating Tiger was kind of been exposed a little bit now.
I
And
believe if I could just cut in to show the lighter side of data, I think, and someone may fact check me, email us. By the way, we need a place, Adam, we need an email address. Do you have a
okay.
public email address? People can email comments, questions, we'll read on the show and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. We'll hook up one right now. We have an admin at poolpartygaming.com. We
Okay,
can
so
create a
for this
podcast
week,
one.
it's email admin at poolpartygaming.com. If you have any questions, comments, anything you want us to address on the show, we'll shout you out or we'll leave you anonymous if you prefer. But so fact check me on this, someone. I think every time he won a tournament, she would buy him a new club head cover and eventually at one point bought him a tiger leading to the name that we all know.
I didn't know, I don't know that story, other than when he got the Tiger one, he's had that forever type thing. So don't know that story. We will be doing the fact checking. And another thing I'll say about the admin at poolpartygaming.com, it doesn't have to be about the podcast. We would love to hear from you what you think might be a good idea for March Madness. Maybe, hey, you should check out this restaurant. They're super sportsy. I just learned about an awesome new women's sports bar that opened up. We're looking for some cool things for a women's bracket. So, like we said, we're going to build this with our people. It's our users who are on here who we need to placate. And I think I know what I know, and that's all I know. And we'd love to hear from people if they have any ideas on the type of games. The thing Sam was talking about, team games, they're coming. The tag team type games, where we can do all kinds of things. The dev team is absolutely insane. So, really excited.
Great.
Great.
Anything else we should discuss before we
Uh,
conclude the episode, Adam?
no, I think we covered it all. That was a blast having Barbie on. Still can't believe that story.
Yeah.
And just know, folks, we are building.
We have tune in next week or next ep because there's going to be fun live event is just how I'll describe it for March Madness. One of the
Yeah.
greatest sports days of the year, the Thursday, the Friday. We have some fun things to announce, but that's
I'll
just
give
a tease.
Yeah, so one thing I didn't say, Mike and Tony is the winner of the Pittsburgh Bar Battle. Well, beyond having to pay out less gift cards, They won something that we will announce next week, and it's really going to set the tone for an unbelievable March Madness season.
We're all going to get together as a pool party family and tear it up and watch the games together, which I haven't done in years. I've been like working and watching the games by myself and texting people, and I'm so excited to just get together for that. What a magnificent time. Back in middle school, high school, that Thursday when the teacher rolls the CRT monitor in on the wheels and you get to watch a couple games for 10 minutes.
Um,
Thank you, everyone.
I actually had a college basketball game on before this tonight, and in Rafferty, someone Villanova hit a three with like 9 seconds left to take the lead, and Bill Rafferty, I'm gonna try to impersonate him. He goes, "Woo! Redemption onions," and the onions call just got me going.
I think I saw you post that on
Oh,
Instagram.
it's the best tagline in sports. Onions.
Love it. Thanks everyone for tuning in to the Pool Party Gaming Podcast. I'm Lenny from Bridgeville. This is A Wait, and you guys have a nice night. We'll talk to you soon.
Signing off.